Hi guys, good morning. It's Becky Bamboo. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. So it's Friday, March the 4th, I believe, 2011. I don't really have anything to talk about today in particular. I just wanted to do the Friday dance, so. No, I'm just kidding. So I've been on a cleaning kick this week. Cleaned my house Wednesday. I talked about that. Yesterday, I decided to tackle my basement. Here's a backstory with the basement. We moved into our house in January 2 years ago, and we came from an apartment. We had an apartment, and we had lived there for over 3 years, just over 3 years. And so when we got ready to move, my grandmother died. And I was really, really close to my grandmother. Actually, excuse me, out of all my grandparents I've lost, she was the one that I was closest to. And she's the one I can still hear in my head. She's the one I can still, I can hear, almost as if she's present, because she would be so excited for what all I've gone through with this weight loss surgery journey and my success, and she would just be, "I'm so proud of you, doll," and I can just hear her saying it. And I guess that just shows how close I was to her. I don't know, that I can still, I can still remember the voices of, all of my grandparents that have passed, but hers is one that just really sticks with me. So anyway, when she passed away, it was a really hard time for me, and we were trying to move and go to her funeral, and everything hit all at one time. And I'll tell you what's going on here in a minute. Anyway, so we packed very haphazardly. I don't even really remember how we packed. I don't know how it got done. Our move was awful, and I still to this day feel so bad for the people who helped us. It was my dad and my brother and Jared's parents and his brother. They all helped us move. And first of all, we had a ton of furniture to move, and we got all that moved in one day. But then we had tons of boxes and things that I hadn't even had a chance to box yet, and excuse me, it was a mess. So really, it took us 2 weeks to move. We moved in January. It was snowy, it was cold, it sucked, it was bad. So anyway, when we got to our house, everything just got dumped in our basement. There was empty shelves down there. We just filled them up, and that's where stuff stayed. And that's literally where this stuff has stayed since we moved 2 years ago. So anyway, I decided, okay, we've been talking about needing to go through it forever. And I said, I'm off work. It's time. I'm going to go through it. I have the energy to do it now. And so that's what I did all day yesterday. And I've come across such random stuff. It baffles me at the stuff that I found. One of the things I found I wanted to share with you guys. This is a picture of me at my college graduation, taken in December of 2003. Do I look the same or no? I had long hair. That's what gets me, is how long my hair was. I couldn't get my hair to be that long now if I tried. It's like such a fakey smile, but I loved this picture. I still love this picture, and I brought it upstairs because I'm gonna hang it up here in my office. This kind of it's a good picture, and it reminds me that I have accomplished something in my life. I do have a bachelor's degree. I did do something good. On my collar right here, you can see my nursing pin from my. You go through, for nursing, you go through a pinning ceremony, so you get a pin. Nursing school pin, I guess you could say. So it's basically like 2 commencement ceremonies. This one was the one for the university. The other one that I went to was just a commencement with only my nursing class. And it's a much more smaller, private kind of thing. And we still wear our caps and gowns and all that, but then we get our little pins. I can show you my pin. I have it sitting here, actually. It's kind of funny that I do, but can't really tell. It says SIUE. So that's where I went to nursing school. And so yeah, I just thought it was a good picture, and I've been kind of eyeing it today because this is the smallest that I ever got as an adult in this picture here. This is the smallest weight-wise that I ever was. And I think I'm definitely smaller now. My face, it's hard to tell because my face is kind of thinned out, I think to a point where maybe it's not going to thin out anymore. But I see it through here that I don't have like this little bit of extra chub right there that you see in that picture. But I know for a fact, based on my doctor's records, that I barely got under 300 at this size. I was barely under 300. And now I'm in the 270s. So I'm obviously smaller now throughout my body. And but still, it's just fun to look back at this. It's fun to see how long my hair was and how much more young I looked. Yeah, so it's fun for me to look at. But anyway, going back to this cleaning out, I found some very interesting things that we have stored for 2 years. It's amazing what do you have that you don't even realize you have. We had a huge like gift bag full of empty boxes. Now, why on earth would you need to store that for 2 years? That's insane. Just recycle it and go on with your life. So I did a lot of filling the recycling bin up yesterday. I did a lot of just throwing away random crap that I found that I've had for far too long. I got a good percentage of the way through what needed to be cleaned out yesterday, but I'm going to go down and finish it today. I'm like in this thing now where I can't leave it undone. I can't leave it unfinished. It's almost like a disease. Like I can't stop until it's done. And so I'm going to clean out the rest. I kind of talked about it on Facebook yesterday and said, you know, the rest was stuff that was a lot of my husband's stuff and he needed to go through. But really what's going to happen is I'm going to go through it and I'm going to make a pile of what I think is garbage. And then he can just go through that pile. And if there's anything in there that he really wants to keep, then we'll talk about it. We have a little deal going with the basement. I don't think I've talked about that. Last summer, we got a fire pit. Well, I guess we got it I don't know if we got it for Christmas or what, but my husband wanted to use the fire pit and said, well, you know, we need to buy wood. And I said, well, we don't really need to buy wood because we were going to trim our trees. And I said, why don't we just keep the wood? We'll cut it up and we'll keep the wood and then we'll have wood. And so he kind of went behind my back and bought wood from this guy, this random guy. And I was really pissed off because I knew we were going to trim our trees and we were going to have all this wood, which we ended up doing. And so now we have like 2 huge stacks of wood in our backyard for no reason. And I was so livid that he had because he had asked about buying this wood. And I said, no, don't spend the money on it. We don't need to waste our money on that when we're going to have wood. And you know, you can go buy wood almost anywhere. Just if you want a little bundle of wood to burn one night, just go spend $2 and get a bundle. And so we had this big knockdown drag out fight, and it ended up, excuse me, that I came up with some kind of like give and take scenario where if he really wanted the wood, because I asked him, I said, can you take that wood back? And he's like, well, I guess I could call the guy and tell him that, you know, I ended up not needing it or whatever. And I said, okay. I'm like, so you either take the wood back or you're going to have to give up something else because I feel like you're taking away like space that I like to use in the backyard and that you went behind my back and did something that was really, I don't like that. Like I'm a very honest person and I don't like when somebody lies to my face, basically. And so he felt bad. And so the deal was that I came up with because, you know, I'm a woman and because I want certain things the way I want them. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in the basement that I know I want gone because it's stuff that has been an argument between us for a long time. Old video games, old computer systems that don't work. He just wants to hold on to all that crap in case it might get it fixed. It might work later, blah, 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 blah. So my deal was you keep the wood. I get to determine what stays and what goes out of the basement. So he agreed to that. So now we're kind of to this point where I'm cleaning out the basement and I have control over it, essentially. And so really, I'm going to make a big stack of the shit that I want gone. And I know there is some things down there that he really probably does need to keep. So I want to make sure that I don't get rid of something like that. But there's not going to be much discussion on most of it. So it's kind of going to be fun because I finally get my turn to, like, I don't want to say punish him for lying to me, but in a way that's what it is. I was so irritated, and I just found that to be so just rude. It's just rude. Why do that? Like, I made it clear I didn't want to spend money on that, and whatever. It's long gone, but I'm finally getting to do my turn with it, basically. And so that's what's going on with me today. I'm finishing my clean out goal. Hopefully I get done today, if I ever can get this video made. And then tomorrow is Mardi Gras. I'm so excited. It's Mardi Gras. It's going to be cold. It's always freaking cold for Mardi Gras, which is extremely irritating to me. But that's just the way that it is. And I'm going to try to shoot some video tomorrow from down there to share with you guys, just to show you what we're doing and what's going on. And if you don't see video, it's more than likely because I've had a hurricane or some kind of alcoholic beverage, and I'm probably 3 sheets to the wind. Alcohol is a very interesting thing post-op, and yes, I know it's like on the no-no list. Let's get real, people. Come on. I don't drink every week. I don't drink every month. I occasionally enjoy something if I'm in a social situation. No more than I ever did. I mean, I was kind of a big drinker when I was young, and then I got over it really fast because I got really sick of being sick and hungover. And, the last 8 years or 9 years, I haven't really been much of a drinker. So, I don't drink a lot, but I do occasionally enjoy it because I personally enjoy the taste. I just enjoy, like, the social situation of it and everything else. So, but those of you who have not tried alcohol since you've had, in particular, I'm talking about gastric bypass, it's a whole new world, let me tell you. I can drink a couple ounces of wine and be completely shit-faced. And then 10 minutes later, it's like I never even drank anything at all. I have had several glasses of wine consecutively one night on vacation, and I thought, man, I was so drunk, and I thought, man, I'm gonna feel so bad the next day. Totally fine. I have not had a hangover since surgery. And it's like I metabolize through it so quickly. It hits really fast, but then it goes out really fast too. So it's a very odd thing. But I do also drink some beer, and I know carbonation is a big no-no or whatever. But it has not bothered me. If I drink it slowly, I've always loved beer. I just really love beer. Beer and whiskey have always been my two favorite drinks, and I said from the start, I cannot see myself going through this and never having a beer again. It's just not going to happen. And the surgeon even told me it's okay if you do it occasionally. It's just you can't be like an alcoholic, and you can't be drinking every week and things like that, which I don't. So I feel like it's a necessity to be real with you guys about this stuff, because I don't want people to be looking at me and thinking, oh, she's doing so great and she doesn't drink and she doesn't, I do things that break the rules from time to time. I don't do them all the time. And I think it's okay in moderation, and that's the thing. Everything is okay in moderation. As long as you're not making it a habit where you're, drinking every week or every weekend, as long as you're not eating a bite of cake every other day or things like that, I think it's okay. you know, I know people have said, well, is obesity in moderation okay? And I get that, I get it, but I just choose in my life to not give up some of the things that I thoroughly enjoy. And a nice cold beer every now and then is something that I enjoy. When I go to a baseball game, I want a beer. I mean, I'm being honest with you guys. And that may change as I age, that may change as time goes on, but for now, I do it so rarely that I just don't really worry about it. You know, yes, there are empty calories. I mean, I get all the negative things about it, but it also is fun. It's makes me feel like I'm still part of my normal social group, my social network, and I can still have a good time with my friends and not feel like so awkward. I would feel very awkward, and I did for a while. Like I didn't have a beer until about maybe 2 months. I'd had a sip, but to actually drink a whole beer maybe a couple months ago. So I went for a long time where I didn't have any of that, and I didn't drink alcohol at all. I didn't drink alcohol at all the first 6 months, and there was times I'd be in social situations and it would be weird because I was like, man, I really like to just be participating and like not feel like such an outcast, because I'm not. And it's not that my friends are like pressuring me to drink. It's just because it's something that I wanted to be able to do. So anyway, I do drink every now and then, and it's kind of just a very different thing. And I wanted to comment on it just because I'm sure there's other people out there who are going to drink after gastric bypass, and you might as well be aware of it. Go slow, take it easy, because it's going to knock you back quick. It's really incredible. And one of my girlfriends was here a few weeks back, and we were drinking wine, and I said, you haven't been with me since I've been able to drink alcohol. And she's like, no. And I said, oh, you're in for a treat. And, you know, she commented later, she said, within like 10 minutes, you were like lit up. And like, I would have to like just be shooting glasses to keep up with that. And I'm like, I know. I said, but then 10 minutes later, I'm totally fine. And it's like, I never even drank. She's like, it's just such a weird thing. And she knows somebody else who's had gastric bypass who does the same thing. Like she'll drink a glass of wine and be hammered, and then 5 minutes later is totally fine. And so it's very odd to like people who haven't been through it. So I guess that's why I wanted to comment on it, because it's very different. It's a weird experience. So if you're planning on drinking post-op, just please go easy. Don't think you're going to go and like do a bunch of shots and hammer back a bunch of liquor like you once could, because you're not going to. You would be like on the floor if you do. It really does hit you like really fast. So anyway, that's it for me. I've rambled enough. Oh, the little story is, forget it. It's not even a big deal. I was going to tell you a little story about my cats, but I'm at 18 minutes. I don't even know if this is going to upload at this point. So anyway, that's it for me. Have a great day, guys. I love you.